So there you go again. Interesting stuff, huh? Well, like I said before, I think those weapons are perfect, you know, because Rambo, you know, he's very intelligent, you know, he's like I said, he brains before brawn. The mind is the best weapon. So anyway, to my next idea for the game, for this prison riot level, I'm sure you know in every Rambo game, I mean, excuse me, every Rambo movie, there's always a good helicopter sequence. Yeah, there there were ones in 2 and 3, but there was actually one in the first movie, First Blood. Just but there were only few of them. There were only few of them. So, few of them. So I had this cool sequence. I came up with this cool sequence for the game. I thought about having it two ways. I'm sure you're familiar that when a riot breaks out in prison, they always bring out helicopters. And of course, in a Rambo movie, there's always helicopters and everything. So, I had this cool sequence to have, and I thought about it two ways. Either to have Rambo shoot down a helicopter that the prisoners took over. Have Rambo shoot it down where some of them are trying to escape, or have Rambo take over the helicopter. He gets in the helicopter with the police trying to stop the riot, and shoots them down while on the helicopter. Shoots down on the prisoners at the prison. I haven't made up my mind which sequence, either Rambo shooting at the helicopter or Rambo using the helicopter to shoot at the prisoners. Which one do you think? You decide. You let me know. And this is my last idea for this video. So we're almost done. I had this cool idea. I'm sure in movie-based video games, especially Scarface, The World Is Yours, they bring in celebrities or stars and actors and actresses that weren't involved in the movies, and they bring them in for the games. And I had this cool idea for this Rambo game to have a star that had nothing to do with any of the Rambo movies be part of the game. And the coolest thing about it, for the prison riot sequence, he can be the lead bad guy, the leader of the inmates who've taken over the prison. And you're gonna be blown away who I think would be perfect as the leader, the bad guy leader of the prisoners. Triple H. Surprised, aren't you? The game, as you sometime, if you fellow YouTubers sometime prefer him as. And the reason why I think he's perfect is because if you watch the way he looks, the way he dresses, he kind of dresses like someone who's from prison. Especially where every time he has that sledgehammer in his hand, it looks like someone who just got out of prison, busting rocks and doing hard labor. And he definitely looks like someone who, if you look how big he is, and how mean and sinister he is, he kind of looks like your stereotypical prisoner, guy who went to prison. And the storyline had this cool storyline for him as the leader the leader of the prison, the head king of pri- inmate of the prison before the riot breaks out. He owns he's like the Tony Montana of the prison. He's the king. He runs the prison. He has a good reputation. And of course, all of a sudden, Rambo shows up, and all of a sudden he gets a good reputation, and of course, that starts out a cool rivalry between him and Triple H, which is the perfect edge, the perfect payoff for their final confrontation through the whole level. Ingenious, isn't it? And I had this one sequence in mind that kind of starts the whole rivalry between Rambo and Triple H, where Triple H challenges Rambo to have a combat fight between some of his inmate henchmen, or maybe one of them, like in a ring or some fight, to test Rambo's survival instinct and skills, which I think is very perfect, kind of show off Rambo's combat skills. Cause like Rocky, everybody has everybody over the years had this thing. People like both Rocky. People kind of think Rocky and Rambo are the same guy. So I decided if if Rambo wanted to be in some kind of physical show his physicality, I thought it would be best to show it in a prison fight. I thought it would be cool to show Rambo's fighting physicality just like Rocky, because of course over the years Rocky and Rambo has had this thing like they were like the same person or something, because they both got went through against all odds. They beat the odds. They're both underdogs. And last but not least, when it comes to movie-based games, when there is a final fight or something like that, they always do it around the environment of some key sequences from legendary key scenes from